Let's just say, hypothetically, you were given a random seed. You didn't have that little packet that shows you what it'll turn into. You have no previous information. So how do you find out what it's going to grow into? How can you know if your injury is going to be an asset to you? You got to do the work. Your injury is that seed. Depending on what you believe, if it was given to you by God or the universe, your own crappy luck, or however you frame it, it was given to you, and you've got to do the work and plant it to see what it turns out to be. Let's say you took that seed, you planted it, and you found yourself outside nurturing it every day in some way. And then when it finally grows into what it was meant to be, you will see all the fruit that comes from that little seed. You will see that this experience that was so hard, yet because you had done the work, the inner work, you have all these opportunities because of your injury. What happens to a little plant that we begin to neglect? Well, its roots begin to die, shall we say, because it's not getting the proper nourishment. If we don't put in the constant work to be in a good state, then the work we have put in to make the most of our injury could go out the window. Not always, but it very well could. And when that happens, is that because our injury itself was just a sucky experience? It's too hard and we can't move past it? And that's just the long and short of it, that's it? Game over, end of story? Nope. It's just because we didn't do the work. I've said it 100 times, guys. Your injury has the greatest potential to become one of the biggest game changers of your life and of your career. And you'll just do that if you just plant the seed. Remember this, when you feel there is nowhere else to turn, that usually means that there is a door waiting to be discovered. Hey, welcome back to the show, everybody. Well, we finally made it to the end of season 3. And some of you guys, I'm sure, are like, finally. And some of you guys, hopefully, are more like, oh, dang it, it's over. Regardless, we're coming to an end on season 3 of Trust the Process. And for our final solo episode of this season, I decided to wax a little philosophical. It's no secret that a big part of this show is talking about personal growth and the trust that it takes to allow yourself to grow. Our logo is a plant growing, and that takes time and trust in an ecological process that has been proven time and time again. One of my favorite things to talk about on this show is how you can make something beautiful out of an injury. And today I want to dig deep with you on that subject. Keeping with the theme of the logo for the show, I want to compare your injury to a seed. Let's just say, hypothetically, you were given a random seed. You didn't have that little packet that shows you what it'll turn into. You have no previous information. So how do you find out what it's going to grow into? Now, I don't mean to insult your intelligence or anything like that, but obviously you have to plant it and nourish it. How do you know if that seed is going to grow? Well, you got to do the work. How can you know if your injury is going to be an asset to you? You got to do the work. Your injury is that seed. Depending on what you believe, if it was given to you by God or the universe, your own crappy luck, or however you frame it, it was given to you, and you've got to do the work and plant it to see what it turns out to be. This requires you to develop mental skills, to see an obstacle as an opportunity, to find ways to capitalize on the time that you have been given, to be away from your instrument for a season, to learn new musical or other types of skills. With a seed, in order for it to grow, you have to nourish it with sunlight, water, and good soil, right? With your injury, you have to be willing to put yourself in an environment that will allow you to see your experience in a positive light, that will allow you to grow. That means consuming content that is uplifting, inspirational, motivational even, to help you keep going through the difficult times. That means getting a coach, whether that be a coach like what I do through Musician Unchained in mindset or life coaching, or seeing a therapist. But most of all, getting a guide to help you through the difficult times of your injury, to keep helping you discover more about yourself. It means finding ways to stay in the game musically, whether that means picking up another instrument, learning to compose, or finding ways to get to concerts or even teach other musicians. You learn about how to play your instrument more effectively, more efficiently, more expressively. And then, and this is the fun part, you then begin to help others going through an injury. And then as the seed begins to sprout and grow, kind of like this little doohickey right there, you begin to see the possibilities of what it can become. As you begin to do these things while on your injury journey, you will see how your injury becomes an asset to you. You see the people that you have helped, the opportunities to grow that you wouldn't have had without your injury. You begin to practice more gratitude. You begin to create a more efficient practice routine that allows you to take more breaks to strategically improve your rate of growth on your instrument. And those things would not have happened if you had just let your injury be the sucky experience it started out as. Hey guys, I just want to interrupt the show real quick and just tell you about something I've been working on for a long time that I'm so excited to share with you. Like I've said in the past, you have the potential to make your injury become a benefit to you, an asset to you. But at the same time, I know the feeling of being lost, not knowing who to turn to, where to go, what resources to use, all sorts of things, and also how to reframe the situation, the mental skills that's needed to be able to do that. And so if you are one of those people looking for that resource, that help, that coaching, I want to tell you about something I've been working on, and that is Musician Unchained. Musician Unchained is now the newest coaching platform for musicians going through injury. It is intended to help you view your situation in a way that benefits you and make the changes in your life that you need to become the best version of yourself because of your injury. Your injury being the impetus for that change. I would love to be able to help you in any way that I can, even if that means sending you somewhere else to someone who can better help you. And so if you are interested in working together one-on-one, visit our website, musicianunchained.com/let's hang for more details. All right, let's get back to the show. I'm not saying that it's not a sucky experience. I'm just saying you allow it to stay that way. That's where things can get a little bit rough. And if you did that, it would be as if you had just seen that seed, you got it, and just thrown it out because you didn't think it had any potential to grow into something useful for you. But let's say you didn't do that. Let's say you took that seed, you planted it, and you found yourself outside nurturing it every day in some way. And then when it finally grows into what it was meant to be, pick your favorite plant. For our purposes, I'll say it's a fruit tree. You will see all the fruit that comes from that little seed. The cool thing about fruit trees is that every season, as long as the tree is nourished and healthy, every season it gives more and more fruit. You will see that this experience that was so hard, yet because you had done the work, the inner work, you have all these opportunities because of your injury. Now, how many people have been on the show in our 3 seasons and said that their injury, while difficult, was the best thing that could have happened for their playing and for their career, and even as their identity as a musician? How many people have said that they were able to enjoy their practice, or they're performing even more now because of and thanks to their injury? Whether that was due to physical adjustments that they made, or pedagogical adjustments to their playing, or adjustments to their mindset and perspective surrounding their musical career, or both. They created something beautiful from their injury. And this is all because they decided to take a chance on that seed and plant it to see what they could get from it. You have that power, guys. I know an injury is hard, but it has the potential to become something wonderful for you, a catalyst for incredible growth and change for you. But there's a caveat to this. What happens to a little plant that we begin to neglect? Well, its roots begin to die, shall we say, because it's not getting the proper nourishment. The water's not getting to it. The soil is not the way it needs to be. I'm not a soil expert, guys. And with our injury, bringing it back to that part of the analogy, if we don't constantly put in the work and are consistent with it to change our habits, be them physical, lifestyle, or playing habits, but most importantly, the mental habits and thought patterns that we get into, that can lead us to injury. If we don't put in the constant work to be in a good state, then the work we have put in to make the most of our injury could go out the window. Not always, but it very well could. And when that happens, is that because our injury itself was just a sucky experience? It's too hard and we can't move past it? And that's just the long and short of it? That's it? Game over? End of story? Nope. It's just because we didn't do the work. We didn't nourish the soil. We didn't put ourselves in the right environments, in the right mindsets. And that takes work. A lot of work. And to be clear, this doesn't mean that you didn't physically recover from your injury. Sometimes physical recovery is just not possible. The difference is, did you put in the work to make this as meaningful an experience as possible? Those are the roots. That is what you need to nourish the most. Because if you have done that work, then no matter what the outcome of your physical recovery is, you'll be able to look back on this experience with some degree of gratitude. Now, let me take a pause real quick. I know this is kind of an esoteric topic, but what I'm trying to get at here is that in order to capitalize on your injury, you have to believe that this injury is a benefit to you, not a hindrance. You have to be willing to take that chance and do that work. This takes serious inner work, guys. It takes rewiring your brain, your thought patterns to see the positive and the difficult. In doing this, you are able to see opportunities, the changes that you need to make in your life, and more. That is what I'm talking about when I say things like nourishing the soil and taking care of the seed. Hey guys, hope you're enjoying the show. I just wanted to jump in here real quick and tell you about something that I'm really, really excited about. For a while now, I have wanted to create an even more effective resource than just the podcast that injured musicians can go to receive the support that they need. And recently I did just that. So write this down. Trust the Process Podcast Injured Musician Support Group. I know it's a long title. We're still working on that part. But this is a place where people can go now, injured musicians and even musicians who have gone through injury in the past, and people that help musicians go through injury, where they can go to receive the support that they need, whether that be ask questions, share their victories, share their frustrations, and overall just receive the community and the support that they need in a very proactive, intentional way. And so I just ask that you guys support these injured musicians by sharing this group with them, that they can receive the support that they need. Okay, enjoy the rest of the show. Now, to all of you who are in the thick of your injury, if you were watching or listening to this and you say, Clark, what you're saying is really sounding nice, but I feel like I've tried everything and it's just not working. How could this possibly be of benefit to me? I've missed out on so many opportunities because of this blasted injury. It's just not getting better. I want to acknowledge the difficulty of that situation that you're in. It really does suck. It really sucks to be in a situation like that. I don't want you to feel like today's message, it just lacks complete empathy for you. But I would invite you to consider saying this to yourself. Okay, I'm working on my recovery. It's not going as planned. I would prefer not to be in this situation at all, but what is within my control? How can I use the time that I have been given to connect with music in a way that I may not have discovered yet? Or better yet, who is someone I can reach out to that has experienced this, that could give me more insight into my situation? How can I reframe my current situation into a way that serves me? What aspects of my injury, my habits, or recovery am I not facing head on yet? And then get curious about what answers you can come up with. Sometimes there is an aspect of our recovery that we just have not given the adequate time to, or the one that makes us most anxious that we're avoiding. I'm not your physiotherapist. I'm not your psychologist. I can't tell you what that part is. I don't know you yet, but you do. And you have to be willing to take that uncomfortable action to find out what it is. Basically, it's about changing your focus, whether or not you can change your circumstances. Remember this, when you feel there is nowhere else to turn, that usually means that there is a door waiting to be discovered. Guys, this work, this inner work in nourishing the seed takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of diligence, but I promise you it will be worth it. Just like I said at the beginning of the season, it will be worth it because you are worth it. You are worth the care that you need. And a lot of that care comes from you. And because of this experience, when you go through hard times, you will have these skills that you have developed because of your injury to fall back on. You will be able to be more resilient in your life, like we talked about last week. You will bring a new version of yourself to your instrument, to the obstacles you face in your career moving forward. And it will be thanks to your injury that you will have the ability to do those things because you decided that it was going to be that. You decided to take a chance on that seed and plant it and nourish it. As it grows, I promise you that you will see many benefits, many blessings, however you want to frame that. Just amazing things will come of it as long as you are trying to turn it into a positive, as long as you are testing it out and seeing what you can get from it. I've said it 100 times, guys. Your injury has the greatest potential to become one of the biggest game changers of your life and of your career. And it'll just do that if you just plant the seed. So, guys, I can't believe we're done with another amazing third season now of the show. It's growing every day. The depth of impact that it's had all over the world so far has just been really humbling for me. And I just am so grateful to be doing this. It's been a game changer in my life. This podcast is one of the fruits of the seed that I decided to plant. And I hope and just pray that it's blessing you guys in the way that I hope it is. and you are getting what you need from it. Like I always say, do all those podcasty things, like and subscribe and share it with all the people that in your life that could benefit from it, because we're just trying to spread this message. If you are interested in joining the mission with us, there's a couple of different ways you can do that. You can join our newsletter, and you can, if you want to, make a donation to help pay some bills. And you can join our coaching program through Musician Unchained if you feel like that would be a benefit to you. That's a wonderful way that I am trying to serve our community. Just keep on keeping on, guys. I'm here for you. In the off season, reach out to me via email or social media. If you want me to come speak at one of your events, one of your schools, I'm starting to do that now and I'm loving it. So I'd be more than happy to do that, and we can explore that option. Just send me an email at trustprocesspodcast.com. And as I always say, guys, until next time, keep on keeping on and keep trusting the process. Hey, thanks for tuning into this episode of Trust the Process, the official podcast of Musician Unchained, the newest coaching program dedicated to helping musicians navigate and overcome injury. But before you go, I have a few quick ways you can stay connected and support our growing community. First of all, I'd love to hear from you. Shoot me a text with the link below and share your thoughts, questions, or just say hi. You can also check the show out on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We also would love to see you in our Facebook support group, Trust the Process Podcast Injured Musician Support Group. If you found value in today's episode, consider making a donation to support our mission of empowering musicians worldwide. Every contribution helps us create more content and resources for you. So visit link number 2 below to support the mission. If you decide to donate, I'll send you my newest resource, the Injured Musician Toolkit, which is an ebook designed to give you tools to help you get through your injury. Subscribe to our newsletter to get exclusive insights, tips, sneak previews of episodes, and announcements straight to your inbox. Act now and I will send you a free gift. So sign up at www.musicianunchained.com/newsletter. And if you or someone you know would like to go deeper with me in the topics of injury and mindset, head over back to musicianunchained.com and check out the Let's Hang tab. As always, I want to thank Daniel Baldwin, my audio engineer, and my sister Dana Lovell for her help with the promotional materials. There is no podcast without them. But before I go, I want to tell you how much I deeply appreciate your time and support. You are not alone on this journey. There are musicians and educators out there who need this resource, and we need to get it to them. Together, we are breaking the chain of old habits and thought patterns that don't serve us anymore, and unchaining the potential within ourselves to face each challenge with strength and resilience. So, as I always say, keep on keeping on and keep trusting the process. Until next time.